Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I know what you're thinking. I've been wearing this flipping jumper for the last, 3 days or 3 videos worth of time. But yeah, it's a new one. I bought it the other day. Some people said that Tilda's been sewing plants onto my arms. Not quite the way it is. I bought it this way. Quite like it, to be fair. Not gonna lie to you. And I've come back home to vote and all that stuff. General election day today. I don't want to focus on that here on the channel. This isn't politics, this is football. This is something that even though we all disagree because we all support other teams, quite frankly, it doesn't matter. And I thought today we would do the Premier League predictions. I've not done it for a while. I recorded it last weekend and then I completely forgot to even put the footage on my laptop when we drove up to Everton. So it's back today. I know it's been a while. I'll leave the link in the description to the tweet that you guys can send in your predictions for this week. Some big matches. I mean, it's the Premier League. George Benson says the same thing every flipping time he makes a video. It's a big game this weekend. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. And we are going to start off at Anfield. It's Liverpool versus Watford. Before we do that, I'm at my mum's house right now because that's where I come back and stay when I'm not living back in London. I am still living in London. I'm going back on the train tomorrow. Liverpool versus Watford at Anfield. I mean, if ever there was a game of polarities, this is the one. Watford are having the worst season they could possibly dream of. Liverpool are on course at the moment to break records that, well, they probably would stand for forever, really. It would be a record. I mean, I'm chatting real rubbish here. I'm going to start talking serious. Liverpool versus Watford. If there's anyone who genuinely believes Watford are going to go to Anfield and get anything from this game, I would love for you to write me an essay in the comments down below with some logical points as to why you think that's going to happen. Because quite frankly, I think it would be a better reading than virtually anything that you read on social media on the 12th of December 2019. Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone's fighting amongst one another about why you should vote for this or why you should vote for that. Why Watford can beat Liverpool at Anfield this weekend. Because I don't think it's even humanly possible if Liverpool fielded 9 players. If ever there was a guaranteed home win, ever, I think this is the one. I'm going to say Liverpool 4, Watford 0. I can't see anything other than a Liverpool rout. If they don't beat Watford, I mean, I'm sorry, but what's the world come to? The next match we're going to go into is the 3 o'clock kickoff between Burnley and Newcastle. Steve Bruce. At the start of this season, I know quite a few Liverpool fans. I saw Brian, True Geordie, the other night, and even he can't believe that Newcastle are actually doing as well as they are. Before Arsenal went to West Ham and won, Newcastle were pretty much level with Arsenal. A little bit crazy, to be honest. And I think that everyone is a bit surprised that Steve Bruce has done as well with that Newcastle team this season as he has. So at which point, the Newcastle start thinking, we're in a good bit of form here. Maybe a top half finish this season is something that we could realistically achieve. If they spend a bit of money in January, which I don't think they will, but if they did, they're actually starting to build something pretty decent at Newcastle. They're very good defensively, they're very resolute. And as for Burnley, we're not really sure what we're going to get week on week with Burnley. They have a few good results, then they lose. Few good results, then they lose. And they're probably just going to end up finishing mid-table. That's just pretty self-explanatory at this point. But for this game at Turf Moor, I do think it will be close. I don't think there'll be a lot of goals. I'm going to say Burnley 1, Newcastle 1, standard. Moving into the third fixture and the second alphabetically of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, it is Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth concede a lot of goals. Chelsea defensively, I mean, I could sit here all flipping day, and rumour has it there's a second video coming out on the George Benson football channel tonight focusing on Chelsea's defensive transfer targets. You guys have been asking for it. There are over 700 comments on the video about Sancho, Ziyech and Zaha, and a lot of them were trying to tell me to focus on the most important thing, which is defensive issues for Chelsea. So I will be doing that later on today, so subscribe to the George Benson football channel if you haven't already. It's free to do so. Hit the bell notifications and then you're even more of a legend. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. This is a weird one because Bournemouth often come to Stamford Bridge and they turn up as if it's their cup final. Chelsea don't like playing Bournemouth at home usually. I think we'll win this one. I think it'll be very close. I'm going to go into it in a lot more detail in my match preview tomorrow. I think Chelsea will win this 3-2. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in it again. I just don't see, even with Rudiger coming back, that huge defensive strides are going to be taken anytime soon. Bournemouth have got some great attackers. Chelsea's susceptible, but Bournemouth also susceptible at the back. Nathan Ake's coming to the Bridge and Chelsea are talking about buying him back for the 40 million release clause. 3-2 Chelsea, Nathan Ake to score. Why not? So the next game is Leicester versus Norwich. Norwich's performances have improved a bit recently. They started well against Sheffield United, conceded 2 goals in a crazy few minutes and lost the game at Carrow Road. Good result against Arsenal, but they go against one of the best informed teams in European football right now. Leicester City, they keep on winning. Brendan Rodgers, new contract, 2025. Leicester are making waves. They're making big statements in the footballing world. Jamie Vardy, he just gets like on these mad, crazy runs. And I really hope that Jamie Vardy considers coming out of retirement to play for England in the Euros. It would be pretty special. The man is in scintillating form right now for Leicester. And I don't see that great form ending anytime soon. They won 4-1 at the weekend against Villa. The thing with Leicester is they're so scintillating on the attack, yet they're so solid at the back as well. And I mean, if you add those two things together, you come out with a product that is a very good football team. And I think Leicester are going to score a few again against Norwich. Norwich always leak a few. Leicester 3, Norwich 1. I think they'll get 1 goal, but it's another win for Brendan Rodgers and his Foxes. Moving into Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Sheffield United, they just keep on impressing me. When they went behind against Norwich, I didn't think they were going to come back. I thought it was going to be that game where we saw some of the early good football in form that Norwich were in the first couple of games of the season, even though they got battered on day one. Aston Villa have had a couple of defeats on the spin after a good little turn in form. They got Jack Grealish in top-class form. Sheffield United, they're one of the stories of the season, really. What Chris Wilder has done at Sheffield United to bring them up, probably against all the odds, he's doing an amazing job, and I think they're going to continue that run with another 2-1 win at home to Aston Villa. I just think as a team, they play such good football. They're so well drilled, well organised, and I think that there's like a never say die attitude at Sheffield United, which doesn't really always hold firm in a lot of football clubs in 2019. Everyone's playing for the same agenda, everyone's playing for one another, and I think the run is just going to carry on. 2-1 to the Blades. This is an interesting one to pick for TV. Southampton versus West Ham. To me, this has just got boring game of football written all over it. West Ham came to Chelsea, of course they flipping did, and they beat us, and they looked as though they turned a corner, and then they have 9 crazy minutes against Arsenal, and it's kind of all undone, and we've all forgotten that West Ham came and won at Stamford Bridge. I don't even really want to talk about this game, to be honest, but I will, because that's what we're here to do. This is one of the only unbiased series on the channel. Southampton have looked a lot better recently, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I'm going to give it the old boring scoreline, 1-1. Moving into Sunday's matches at Old Trafford. This one is a very interesting game. Manchester United were excellent away at Man City last weekend. I actually predicted that game would be a draw. You guys didn't end up seeing the video, but I didn't think United were going to lose because I'm not convinced by Manchester City, and I've been saying this for a while. Everton, well, we all know, they turned up against Chelsea. Duncan Ferguson is the manager. First game back, Goodison Park, he had 24 hours to work with them, and work he did. Everton were fantastic last week against Chelsea. Say whatever you want about Chelsea's defensive display. We've moved on from that now. Everton were very, very good. Credit where it's due. And Man United, they've really turned a corner. They've stuck with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's always looked as though he's one game away from the sack. Wins against Spurs and away to Manchester City. They've got Marcus Rashford, who, again, I've said it multiple times, I've not been Rashford's biggest fan. However, I take it all back. In fact, no, I don't take it all back. I'm just more than happy to admit that he's proved me very, very wrong. Marcus Rashford is probably one of, if not the in-form attacker right now in the Premier League. And I think Man United will have enough in this one. I was very impressed with Everton, but been extremely impressed with Man United. The way that they're utilising the space when they're not dominating possession, it's been genius. And again, similarly to the Chelsea result, I'm going to go with a 3-2 home win. I think this is going to be a cracking game to watch. Everton, I think they'll play really well again, but United, on that counter-attack, there's something else right now. United 3, Everton 2. United fans can finally stop saying that all I do is criticise their team. They've been good. The next game is Wolves versus Spurs. Yet again, another very interesting match. A team that don't lose many games against a team who have had a couple of bad results and poor performances and a couple of phenomenal results. Spurs last week were absolutely brilliant. They scored 5 goals. Mourinho didn't manage that at Manchester United. And it just goes to show that sometimes doesn't matter how good Mauricio Pochettino might have been at Spurs, Mourinho's come in and he's reinvigorated certain attacking players that have made Spurs a force going forward again. Harry Kane, he was so good last week. It wasn't just the goals, but it's the way he drops deep, wins the ball back, sprays passes around. Harry Kane is looking like a top striker right now for Spurs. Dele Alli is in probably the best form he's been in a while. Wolves' good run of form in terms of not losing matches might come to a head here against Tottenham. I think Spurs will go there. They're often very good away from home. They lost to Bayern, but it was a nothing game really. They're already going to come second. Bayern had won the group. Gonna say Wolves 1, Spurs 2. Mourinho gets another big win. And the final match on Sunday, it's another interesting one. It's Arsenal versus Manchester City. City got a very good win in midweek, 4-1 winners in the Champions League. Arsenal are playing tonight in the Europa League. They've got to get a result there. They went to West Ham and were brilliant in that second half. I've made a lot of jokes about Arsenal because it's what you do, London club, banter. It's the way it works. But Arsenal were good against West Ham on Monday night. West Ham went ahead. Arsenal were shocking in the first half, and then the attacking quality, Aubameyang, Nicola Pepe showed up with a wonderful goal, and it could well be a turning point for Arsenal. I don't want to jump the gun too soon, and Arsenal fans will be frustrated that they think they've turned like a corner, and then Man City and Pep Guardiola are the next team to show up. Gabriel Jesus got a hat-trick. City, in the Premier League, going forward, I feel as though even though they've got so much quality, it's kind of got a little bit predictable. And I think the issue that Guardiola's got is for the past 2 seasons, they were absolutely breathtaking. They've got the points record. Last season, it was such a tight title race with Liverpool and they managed to pip it. How does Guardiola keep these players motivated to do that for a 3rd season? I think it's genuinely a struggle, even for one of the best managers, if not the best manager in the world. So Arsenal, they won 3-1. I don't know what's going to happen tonight in the Europa League. Maybe there's like another breakdown and all of a sudden City go to the Emirates and there's a huge rout and everyone's just capitulating in North London again. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be goals in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. And I've said a few high scorers this weekend, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say 3-3 between Arsenal and Manchester City. But it's not the final game of the weekend. We've got a match on the Monday night and it's Crystal Palace versus Brighton. This has always been a bit of a rivalry. It's been a tricky game to call because Brighton have looked good. They got the result last week against Wolves, 2-2 draw. I thought they were going to lose that one. Crystal Palace, again, very up and down at this moment in time. This one's a big game for both of these clubs on the Monday night. I think Palace are going to nick it. I'm going to say Crystal Palace 2, Brighton 1 to wrap up yet another exciting weekend of Premier League football. So that's it. Let me know your thoughts on my predictions in the comments down below. The biggest game this weekend on paper is the Arsenal match. And if you are a Watford fan or you for some reason think Watford will beat Liverpool, give me your essay in the comments down below. New video will come out later on this evening. There's also a link to the tweet in the description of this video where you guys can send in your 10 results for this week. You've got a lot more time than usual. This is normally a series that I get out last minute. Managed to do it on Thursday lunchtime for you all today. So let me know what you think of that in the comments down below and by responding to the tweet. Subscribe to the George Benson Football channel. Be sure to hit the bell notifications as well so that you never miss a video, and I'll catch you all later with the second video of the day. It's a Christmas special. 2 videos a day, even on a general election day. We don't mess about. Catch you all later. Goodbye.